guys, welcome back to the channel. Woods here with another analysis video. I wanted to go over the current landscape of things in the market. I think it's a good time to do so, as well as potential places that I'm looking to bid, seeing how everything is moving absolutely horrendously. Let's jump into the charts. All right, so first off, we're gonna start with BTC. I just cleaned up this chart here. Wanted to go over the monthly perspective. We get a more macro outlook of things from August of 2024 to the most recent painted all-time high in October. We have a steep and steady uptrend. Very compressed, very explosive when the moves do happen. And that's pretty much where we're holding now. I do think a wick is in order though here. We're falling pretty heavy. We have 12 days and 22 hours left of the monthly candle. So, we still have time to make moves here. We still have Thanksgiving coming up. We've seen moves happen crazy in Black Friday in the last bull market. I want to paint that level, the 96,740 level. That was a significant level for me. I was looking for longs there, but ended up getting out break even. Anywhere from 99.6 to 96.740 in my opinion is a big level for us to flip to even start contesting 104.5s. And from that point, 109.3s, right? Levels like that that we thought would get contested previous, just in my opinion, need a big level of reclaim here. Again, we still have time to close this monthly, and we are approaching really low end levels. I mean, if you were super bullish on BTC at 120,000, you wanted to buy, this is where you start buying more. I mean, it's a no-brainer bet if you were super bullish before, even if you were slightly bullish before. The lower we go, the better the risk to return, especially even if you're looking for some relief. That being said, I am looking at the low end of this wick that we had painted previous before the pushback to all-time high. This was a previous range we were trading in, and I'm looking for a weekly perspective. I'm gonna scroll down to the daily. So I like to paint these ranges for the present time. Past price action usually dictates the future. So I would say at around that 89,240 down to really like the top end of this previous range, like 88.4 level, maybe even a little bit deeper, maybe into that 87.5. Then validation is the hard part right now because we've seen how crazy these wicks can get. We can easily sweep down below, take out this lick before eventually flipping back up and holding a very wild higher low in price, right? That can easily happen. But for now, this is pretty much what I'm looking for when it comes to the higher time frame. When I'm looking to short now, I wanted that 104.5 level previous. Now it's more or less, if we're looking aggressively, we're looking to take out these highs. If we're taking out these highs, we're looking to short. And in my opinion, that's the midline in between the 96,740 to 99,620 level that I was just showing you previously. If we do pop to that level, maybe we see it from here. Maybe we see it off of an 89,240 bounce, leave the 88 bids behind and move up to there before shorting. I would just want to see a bigger relief bounce than here if we were to get a little bit deeper before higher. That being said, this is my level to short. I explained what I'm looking for on the long side of things. Things might change with how price action develops. We just closed the Monday range as well. So let's jump into Ethereum next. From a monthly perspective, I drew a block down here. This is an untested level of demand on the monthly. Just wanted to point that out really quick. I have a level of support or resistance depending on where we trade at this 30.26 level. We can see when we trade around it, price gets pretty choppy. When we eventually accept below, we had a bear market, moved up, tried to trade above. We deviated on both sides of that support resistance line before eventually going down way lower into bear market, retest territory before flipping back up and painting new highs. So that all happened, and the pivot line was pretty much this 3K psychological level, which is why I have that level there. We are at that level there right now. I'm gonna scroll down to the 3-day and show you guys just how we've held so far. We're pretty much hanging by a thread. We've started to close some 4-hour candles below. We have not seen 4-hour candles below this block since back in July, before we made a push back up for the new highs that we were currently at. Now we're not at no more. And now we're seeing price chop below it. So naturally, I'm thinking that if price wants to drop down further, we'll take more licks and hold the top end of that monthly demand that I highlighted previous. That would be that 2860 down to 2810 level, and potentially get a squeeze back up to, again, take these highs. I'm looking for 3440 as a short level. I'm looking for the top end of this block. I think we could get there. I think that's in order. And that being said, when it comes to a more macro time frame, higher time frame sort of thing, I'm looking for Ethereum to go test that 2570 level. I see an untested level of demand on the 3-day. Again, this is a big level on the monthly demand to bid. So in my opinion, I want to try to concentrate and snipe a limit. I think this is a good level to snipe. Even if it looks to bounce at 2860, I can move my stop loss up, have a nice win there, see how, if we look to flip, what the RSI does, we have any significant SFPs, we create some ranges, and trade based off of that. Right now, you're more or less knife catching, and that's the nature of it. You got to be calculated. You don't want to get caught in between and take a loss and then see price come back, flip it above. I'm trying to do everything in my power not to do that. This is pretty much what I'm doing, making a plan so you can play it in the future. So that's it for Ethereum, guys. Let's take a look at total too, see what's going on here. We are on significant support, and I want to just explain it again like the BTC chart, guys. Higher lows, steep, we're holding structure. Even if we sweep down this low, it's okay. Obviously things are going to get scary, but we're still holding above, and we just want to see us maintain like strength, but we just haven't seen that in alts, and that's reflecting so on the BTCD chart. I don't want to go too much onto these indexes right now. I just think the BTCD one is relevant. It's important to point out that total 2 is on support. We see BTCD here put in a bearish retest so far within the break of this trend here after painting this wick. I do think that we're going to retest that wick, and if that happens, we are going to see further downside on alts in general. Just because we're rejecting right now does not mean that we can't hold. So I want to see what happens in the next week, couple weeks. These are slow grind moves. Been very treacherous when it comes from an intraday perspective because these moves are so tight. Let's get into speaking about total. This one looks more so like BTC than really any other chart. Again, those higher lows. As long as we're holding structure, we're good. Even if we sweep down this low, maybe we aim for an SFP, close back above, and we start getting some real relief back into BTC. I would assume BTC would be the first to really show that strength. That being said, there's a few outliers like Astra, Hype. I'm seeing some strength on XPL, significant strength off the lows today. I think that it's important to look at this chart as a whole. We do have some blocks intraday, like block here. I can see us retesting that first before moving lower. So if we do retest that block and you see an alt that has significant weakness, I think this is a good level to short for continuation downwards. Look for more sweep of liquidity back down there. We do have an untested level of demand at 2.6 trillion. So it's important just keeping these levels intact, having your alerts ready. I think that's important. It's relevant to trade around blocks as well because price has been moving so choppily, so you can get good continuation plays, whether it be for upside or downside, playing on these blocks. If you haven't watched the order block video, make sure you check it out. I'm gonna leave it down in the description below. We do have this 1 day level of demand, like I said here. So if we do want to come back up to retest lead levels, you know that price is going to sweep these highs. Pretty much what I'm looking at, guys. Thank you guys for stopping by. I'm going to leave all my links in the description down below. I'll see you in the next. Peace.